Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Snap Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host Lando. You can catch me on Twitter at LandoFF. We are on Instagram and Twitter. Our main account is snap_fantasy. So this past week, Mackenzie posted some really great graphics about some buy low, sell highs. So it's only week 3 now. So this is a really prime opportunity to sell some guys that have overperformed their expectations and buy guys that have underperformed their expectations. Mac did a really good trading video last week as well, kind of outlining the whole spectrum and how to go about trading. So if you haven't already, check out that video as well. But today I'm talking about running backs. Some guys that I'm selling and some guys that I'm buying. First I will start about the buy lows. So 2 guys in particular that I really love. One of them is going to be Joe Mixon. So against Cleveland, he put up 10.6 fantasy points in half PPR leagues. He had 16 attempts for only 46 yards. He did have, though, 4 receptions for 40 yards as well. So he did not get in the end zone, which took him out of a big game. And that was a disappointment for Joe Mixon. Gio Bernard was spelling him lots, and for fans of the Bengals, maybe people were upset with Joe Mixon, but I am not. I am buying Joe Mixon. I believe he will get more opportunity. This week he plays Philadelphia, but next week he plays Jacksonville, which should get him right back into the action. Joe Burrow is an excellent quarterback and will continue to get the playmakers the ball. And I believe Joe Mixon, especially he got paid, will get the ball more and more as the season goes on. So Joe Mixon is our number 1 buy in all formats. If you can get a hold of Joe Mixon, do that. My next buy low opportunity is Devin Singletary, running back for the Buffalo Bills. That team is on a heater. And, let's be honest, Josh Allen is on a heater. And this is why I do believe that Devin Singletary is a buy low. Right now, Zach Moss is not playing this week against the Rams, and this should be all systems go for Devin Singletary. He's a guy that we really weren't sure about, and we were disappointed in the first 2 weeks that Zach Moss got the touchdowns in any kind of goal line situation. It was Zach Moss. But this is an opportunity for Devin Singletary to ball out on his own. He should get the bulk of all kind of receptions, carries, and everything. And his schedule is great. They play the Rams, the Raiders, the Titans, the Chiefs, the Jets. That is an amazing schedule. This is your chance to buy Singletary before he booms this week, if you can get a hold of him. So go get Singletary in your leagues. And if you have questions about specifics, drop it in the comments below. Who do you have? Who are you willing to spend? Who are you willing to trade away? Or anything like that. So drop in the comments. We will answer every specific question with a kind of thumbs up, a reply being like, oh, that's overpaying for Singletary or Mixon, or yeah, I would love to get that done. Absolutely. Right now, a trade that I'm kind of hopeful for is I'm trading away Melvin Gordon. I'm trading away a guy like Marvin Jones Jr., and I'm trying to get a Devin Singletary plus maybe a Robert Woods type. If I can get a DK Metcalf, that's great. Not sure if that's going to get that done, but I have trades out there, and sometimes you have to bring up or start communication with your league mates and see what their needs are. If they have a lot of running backs and they can afford to get rid of a guy like Singletary or Joe Mixon, that's where you want to start that chat, and maybe you can get rid of a solid wide receiver to get a running back plus. So next, my sell highs. Now this is tough because James Robinson on Thursday Night Football absolutely balled out. He put up 27.9 fantasy points, and he was crazy good. But he was a free agent signing. He was undrafted, and I do not see this kind of volume happening. So especially in dynasty formats, I'm a big proponent of, hey, if we didn't know his name going into the season, he's probably not that special. He's not the exception. He's not the Arian Fosters of the world that are just going to be an unrestricted free agent and being, an undrafted free agent kind of being the baller that we thought he was going to be. So I'm going to sell James Washington as high as possible. I've seen him going for first round picks in dynasty leagues. And if you can do that, absolutely get that done. Mackenzie sold him for 2 second round picks and I believe Paris Campbell. Get that done. And if you can sell, right now, James Robinson is the best sell high candidate you can ask for. And if you can, but get a load for him. You have to try to sell as high as possible, especially if there are more injuries in week 3. My next sell high is a difficult one. It's a guy that I have on some of my teams and I liked, especially if you want a 0 running back kind of format. You have him on your team, and it breaks my heart a little bit to sell Kareem Hunt, the running back for the Cleveland Browns. I do believe that Nick Chubb will get the majority of the carries. We didn't see Kareem Hunt get a touch last week until the second half, and that game script just worked out for both running backs in that backfield. I don't know if that's going to happen. Right now, he came off a 23-point game. Their schedule is pretty decent, and if you can get a lot for him, I think you do that. I think if you can, there's going to be, it's possible for him to get game scripted out, and I believe that the more they use Chubb, the more he'll stay on the field, and it's more of a committee backfield. You're going to have Chubb games, you're going to have Hunt games, but if you could have a consistent running back like Miles Sanders, that's who I would prefer instead of Kareem Hunt. So maybe you can get Miles Sanders plus for a guy like Kareem Hunt. It's hard to say. Maybe you can get a Joe Mixon plus for a Kareem Hunt. Depending on your league you're in, this is a guy I'm going to try to sell. Now, if you have to keep him on your team, that's fine. I like having Kareem Hunt because there's a chance where maybe there's the opportunity where he's not game scripted out. And maybe if they're behind in games, it's going to be the Kareem Hunt show and he's out of the backfield and through the tackles. So I could see both narratives kind of happening for Hunt, but because he had such a big game on a wonky kind of game where it was a second half performance, that's why I'm leaning to sell Mr. Hunt. And but it's all about your return. So drop in the comments below if you're selling Hunt, what do you want to return, or if you're buying a guy like Singletary or Mixon, what do you have to give up if you have a possible owner that is willing to sell those guys. So thanks a lot. I can have a wide receivers video coming up very shortly about my buy lows, sell highs for wide receivers. So keep looking on our channel for more, and we'll see you next time.